What's up? Oh my god, it's so cold. Hang on. Alright, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video, and welcome back to Vic Drives. See, I had the chance to film this when it was 60 degrees outside and all nice, but of course I didn't, and now it's like 30 degrees and I'm freezing. So I'm going to try to get this out of the way as quickly as possible while still getting you all the information that you need. Welcome to how to clean your car in the winter. Okay, so cleaning your car in the winter is not a particularly favorable thing for most people. It's way too cold for people to kind of grab their hose and sit outside and, you know, take their time like they normally would in the middle of the summer. But it's something that you need to do, because if you don't, then, especially up in New England and in pretty much anywhere where it would snow, you're looking at really dirty cars, rust, and tons of other issues if you don't properly clean your vehicles. So I have a few different things to talk about, but I'm gonna try to lay things out here, but I'm gonna do it from like lowest end, like budget options, all the way to like highest priced, pay someone else to do it sort of options. And then you guys, depending on where you are or what you feel comfortable doing, can make your choice from there. So the first thing that we have to talk about is actually not about washing your car at all. Like, there's no water required or anything. This is something that you do before you have to wash your car, and that is wax it. So there are multiple different options, but the reason that this is important is because if you do this step, then the actual washing process of your car is considerably quicker come the winter months. So I personally currently use this Meguiar's Quick Wax. Comes in a little bottle, but pretty much any like Carnauba wax would do the same thing. And I would consider that to be your budget option, if you will. Oh my god, it's cold. So then your next stage up would be for those of you that want to spring for a dual action polisher. They have liquid waxes that you can put on your car. That takes a little bit more time for application, but those generally last a little bit longer. I would say this wax will probably last for about a month, maybe, if you're lucky and if you do it properly. Whereas the liquid waxes would probably last you closer to like 3. And then your high-end option would be to ceramic coat your car, which is much more expensive, but properly done ceramic coatings can last up to like 2 years, or at least they're advertised to work up to 2 years. But those are your options, and obviously a properly waxed car, once you go to wash it, most of the stuff will just peel right off. And if you have freezing rain or snow or even just normal rain, you'll have everything will bead up and then just flow off your car all nice and neat, and nothing will really like hang on there. So pretty much just a rinse will get most of the stuff off your car. Now, moving on to rinsing your car, we have a couple options there as well. Alright, you guys will have to excuse the mess, but we have a bunch of stuff going on at the house right now. But your first option is just a typical garden hose. You hook it up to your house, and then on the other end you probably have one of those like squirt guns, and then you just kind of go around your car and rinse the whole thing down. And your next option would be one of these. It's a pressure washer. So there are two types. You have an electric, and then there are gas-based ones that don't have wires that you have to plug into your house. Unfortunately, I can't even show this one off right now because the plugs on the outside of our house don't work for some reason. But you guys know what this is. I've used this in a couple of the previous videos. But basically it's higher pressure water, so more stubborn dirt can be knocked off relatively quickly. And then we get to your last option, which would be a automated car wash. Now there are two types of automated car washes. There are touchless washes, and then I guess normal washes. They don't really advertise themselves as touch washes, but they're the ones with the spinning brushes or whatever you want to call them. Stay away from those if you care about your car at all. I know that they advertise themselves as like the best in the business or whatever, but really all they do is they take the dirt off the car in front of you and then they scratch your car with it. So go to an automatic touchless car wash. It's not the best, and it is honestly your most expensive option for kind of hosing your car down, but in a pinch, it gets the job done. Now the next thing to talk about is cleaning your wheels. And this is something that a lot of people neglect, but it's something that you definitely should be doing. Now, jacking your car up and taking the wheels off is not an option for a lot of people. So at the very least, you should pick yourself up some wheel cleaner and kind of just hit the entire face of the car, get inside the barrel if you can, and get a brush or a microfiber towel or something to kind of just agitate everything and remove it so that the salt and, you know, road grime and all that crap that's on the road doesn't get kind of stuck and wedged in there. Now, personally, I use this Sonax wheel cleaner. I was recommended this by a friend and it definitely does the job. Now, obviously there are acid versions of wheel cleaner that you should probably avoid if you don't know what you're doing with them, but this really does the job, and I'll put in a picture of what it does. While it's cleaning, it turns purple, so you know that it's actually doing the job. And by the way, this is not paid product placement. This is just a product that I like using, so felt I should mention that. So after you put the wheel cleaner on, you let it sit for a couple minutes, and then you just rinse it off after you agitate it. Water works. If you want to take it to that next step, then steam is also a good option. I showed you guys myself using the steam cleaner in the aftermath video of when I took the Merc off-roading, and that worked wonders actually, and I'll link that up above so you guys can see how that worked. Your, I guess, high-end solution, which isn't really a high-end solution, it just requires a little more work, would be to jack up the car, pull the wheels off, then hit it with your wheel cleaner, and then steam it, agitate it, do it again, so on and so forth. It's a bit much, but you know, if you want a super clean car through the winter, then I think that's your move. Alright, so we've covered water, we've covered wheels. Next up, paint. Paint. So, it's not really like tier based, but there are a couple different options for washing your car. Some of them are frowned upon by the automotive detailers, there's no quotes, the automotive detailers community. But regardless, they all pretty much revolve around soap. And there are multiple different brands of soap all over the place that you can choose and that you can go with. Currently I'm using the Meguiar's Ultimate Wash and Wax, and this has been around for almost a year and I'm really only like halfway through. It's pretty much like 2 squirts into a bucket of some sort and some water. And quick tip for any of you that are actually washing your cars in the winter, hose water is great and everything for when you're rinsing your car down, but for stuff that you're going to put your hand in and, you know, you got to work your way around your car, top tip for you if you want, take your bucket, go inside, put it in your sink or your shower or something, and fill it with some warm water, warm or hot if you think it's going to like sit for a little bit and then, you know, cool down while you're out here. And that way you keep your hands nice and warm while you're going around the car. So in terms of your tiers, the first tier, your cheapest option, is a bucket, some soap, and a wash mitt or a microfiber towel or something, whatever you want to use to get your way or make your way around the car. Second option would be to get a foam cannon. Now, I don't have one, but I can either show you a picture over here, and then I'll link one down in the description below, something really cheap. They do range from like $20 all the way to like $200 for some reason, but for your average DIY home car washer, you probably don't need much more than that. So I guess that's your mid-range option, and then your highest range option would be to use the foam cannon and then the 2-bucket method. Now the 2-bucket method is probably really like the best way to wash your car. But what you would do if that was what you chose to do is you go around the car, hit it with foam, and then that will pretty much pull most of the dirt off your car, and you let gravity do a little bit of the work for you. And while that's going on, you get your buckets, one bucket with clean water and then one bucket for wash water. Take your mitt, put it in the bucket with the clean water and the soap. You go around your car, and then as you're washing it, every time you need to rinse your wash mitt, you go into the other bucket, and then you have a grit guard, which I will also show a picture of and link down below. And then you pretty much just rub your wash mitt against the grit guard and rinse and repeat. And then basically the dirt that you are picking up off your car would go into the wash bucket, and then you pick up your soap with the new, or in the other bucket, and then go around the rest of your car. I don't know if that made any sense, but that's where we are. All right, moving on. Okay, so next up is drying. Now, these are normal sized microfiber towels. Some might call them blankets. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's another video linked up top. But getting around a larger vehicle with something like this is going to take a lot of time. And especially in the winter when temperatures are really close to freezing temperatures, you probably don't want to let water sit for too long. So my suggestion would be to pick up a larger microfiber towel, which I will probably be going to get soon, probably in like a week or two. And then that way you can just get around the rest of your car a lot quicker, and your hands don't get as cold because those are much more absorbent towels. Now, obviously these are your cheapest option. You can get a pack of like 12 or something for pretty cheap, like $10, something like that, or $5. I don't remember, but I will find these towels and I will link them down below. A larger towel would obviously cost you a little bit more, but I think it's worth it. And then I don't really know what I would consider a high-end option for this, unless you want to use like a cashmere sweater or something to dry your car. But I mean, really there's only two options, either small towels or big towels. I suppose you could use compressed air or some form of air, but I think these are honestly more efficient, so we're only gonna have two options for this. And finally, at least the last thing that I like doing is glass. Now this is Meguiar's Perfect Clarity glass cleaner. I just want to mention I'm not sponsored by any of these companies or brands that I am showing you. Honestly, any glass cleaner is fine, but you know, I just got a box of a bunch of Meguiar's cleaning products for my birthday like 3 years ago or something, and I've just been using them since. But you know, there are a bunch of different brands out there, there are a bunch of different products out there, and everybody has their own preference. These seem to work, so I haven't changed them yet, but you know, use what you want to use, I guess. If you guys want to see a video detailing like products that you should be using either in the summer or in the winter or something like that, we can make that happen eventually. You know, if you want to see it, let me know down in the comments below and I'll make it happen. Something I should mention in terms of glass cleaning is that the rest of your car, you know, you should be cleaning maybe once a month. I like doing either before or after a big snowstorm, anytime the temperature goes above like 35 degrees. If it snowed and my car is dirty, I will try to get out and wash it. But for glass, your glass will get dirty constantly, so you can't really wait until you're washing your car to clean your glass. So I recommend that at least once or twice a week you go out and you clean your glass, because it's probably the most important part of your car because you need to see out of it, and a dirty glass can block things, or oncoming traffic can mess with the light and everything, and it's not exactly safe. So safest practice, wash the glass in your car multiple times a week, just through the winter, and then whatever you want to do in the summer is up to you, I guess, but really should be a year-long thing. And there you have it. So hopefully I didn't miss anything. We talked about wax, which is something that you definitely should do after every wash, but depending on what kind of a coating you go with, you might either have to reapply it at the end of your wash, or the previous coating might last through the season. So that kind of changes, but I already showed you what I used. As I said before, if you guys want to see another video detailing what products I recommend, or, you know, I've seen that might be better options, comment down below and we'll make that happen. And any of the products that I talked about, I'm not sponsored by any of them, but if you are interested, then I will leave a link to those down below and you can go check those out. And I think that's it. So guys, as always, if you enjoy the video, then definitely be sure to leave it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share this video with your friends. And with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.